The message came fast. The tone was clear. And the target was one man, Atiku Abubakar. Northern News said something nobody expected. They said, "Atiku, join forces with Peter Obi, or step aside for the future of Nigeria." No slowing down. No gentle tone. No political politeness. Just truth spoken with the kind of courage that can shake the entire political system. They did not speak like people begging for attention. They did not sound like people trying to impress anyone. They spoke like citizens who have reached their limit. Citizens who believe that Nigeria has entered a new stage where excuses no longer matter. To them, this is not a matter of pride. Not a matter of ego. Not a matter of who is older or who has spent more time in politics. This is about survival. This is about the direction of the country. This is about choosing progress over personal ambition. So they went straight to the point. They said Nigeria is tired of old political fights that lead nowhere. Tired of elections built on bitterness. Tired of leaders holding on, even when the people want something different, something cleaner, something new. They said the nation cannot afford another cycle of division. They said the country cannot keep repeating the same pattern, expecting a different result. They said the country needs unity, strength, and a partnership big enough to break the old political order. In their message, they mentioned that 2027 is too important to be left to chance. They said the political atmosphere is changing faster than anyone expected. They believe the youths are rising with a new voice, a new energy, and a new demand for leadership that understands the moment. And for them, that leadership must come through one of two options. Option 1. Atiku becomes Peter Obi's running mate on a united presidential ticket that covers both regions, both generations, and both political philosophies. Option 2. Atiku steps aside completely and takes on the role of an elder statesman under the ADC alliance, guiding from behind but not contesting for power. To many people, these statements may sound strange. To many political players, they may even sound offensive. But to the youths who released this message, it is the most honest thing they have said in years. They explained that this is not humiliation. This is not disrespect. This is a request for sacrifice. A request for maturity. A request for leadership that puts Nigeria before personal interest. The youth said that if Atiku truly wants the best for the country, then this is the moment to prove it. Because in their view, the country has carried too much pain. People are struggling too deeply. The nation is bleeding from all sides: economy, security, leadership, trust. They believe the only ticket strong enough to challenge the current system is one built on unity, not rivalry. One built on cooperation, not competition. One built on a shared dream of a better Nigeria. They believe Atiku and Obi together could create a political storm big enough to change the country's direction. But they also believe that Atiku stepping aside could allow a new movement to rise without internal conflict. What shocked everyone was not just the message itself, but the boldness behind it. The courage to speak directly to a man who has contested for the presidency again and again. A man with political influence, national recognition, and decades of experience. But the youths did not care about titles. They did not care about seniority. They cared about one thing: Nigeria's future. They said the days of silence are over. The days of fear are over. The days of pretending that everything is fine are over. They said Nigeria is now at a crossroads, and every leader must decide whether they want personal victory or national healing. And in their eyes, Atiku must choose. They reminded him that history is not kind to those who hold on too tightly. History rewards those who step back when the moment demands it. History remembers those who build alliances, not those who divide movements. The youths insisted that this is the time to think beyond personal desires. This is the time to think beyond party structures. This is the time to think beyond North versus South. This is the time to think like leaders who understand the weight of the moment. Their message echoed across political groups, across social media, across discussions in homes, campuses, markets, offices, and gatherings. People talked. People debated. People wondered what Atiku would do. Because for the first time in a long time, the pressure did not come from rival politicians. It came from the youths. The same youths who have carried the frustration of the nation. The same youths who want change, not promises. Action, not talk. Unity, not division. Their message was not just loud. It was historic. It was direct. It was fearless. It was a call to Atiku. Choose Nigeria. Choose progress. Stand with Obi or step aside with honor. And with that, the entire political space began to shift. The youth said the time has come because Nigeria cannot continue on the path it is on. They said the country has reached a breaking point, and everyone can feel it. Not just the poor. Not just the middle class. Not just the young or the old. Everyone. They said the signs are everywhere. People are struggling in silence. People are losing hope. People are tired of leaders who speak well but deliver little. And because of all this, they believe 2027 must be different. They made it clear that this election cannot be treated like another routine contest. Not another round of empty promises. Not another cycle where political parties fight each other while the citizens suffer. They said the country is wounded, and only unity can heal it. They explained that their call to Atiku is not about favoritism. It is not about choosing one region over another. It is not about disrespecting his years in politics. It is about the truth of the moment. They believe Nigeria needs a strong partnership, not another split. A united front, not another competition that weakens the opposition and strengthens the political establishment. In their view, Atiku and Peter Obi represent two major forces in Nigerian politics today. Two forces that carry massive followings, different strengths, and different networks. But they also believe these forces cannot defeat the current system if they stand apart. They said the time for solo ambition is over. The time for political pride is over. They insist that only a combined movement, strong, balanced, and widely accepted, can give Nigerians the leadership they are begging for. To them, the country cannot afford another divided election where personal ambition destroys national opportunity. They believe unity must come before any campaign. And they believe Atiku must decide if he wants to help that unity or stand in the way of it. They pointed out that countries rise when leaders sacrifice. Countries grow when leaders choose responsibility over status. And nations move forward when leaders understand that sometimes, stepping back is more powerful than stepping forward. They said that if Atiku agrees to work with Obi, it will send a message across the country. A message that leadership is not about age. Not about region. Not about who ran before. It is about putting Nigeria first. They believe such a move would calm political tension. It would unite supporters who have spent years fighting each other. It would inspire citizens who want a government that listens and responds. It would show that the opposition is finally serious about winning, not just participating. But the youths also prepared for a different scenario. They said that if Atiku does not want to join any ticket, then he should step aside gracefully and act as an elder statesman under the ADC alliance. They said this would still show wisdom. It would still show responsibility. It would still show leadership. In both options, they are asking for the same thing. A decision that reflects maturity, not ego. They said time is moving fast. And every day the country sinks deeper into frustration. They believe leaders must use this moment to reshape Nigeria's future, not repeat the mistakes of the past. They pointed out that the suffering across the nation has reached a level where politics cannot continue like normal. People are dealing with high prices, poor services, insecurity, and deep uncertainty about the future. They said the country is crying for stable leadership, smart decisions, and a vision that brings everyone together. They believe Obi brings freshness. They believe Atiku brings experience. They believe combining both could create a balanced ticket that appeals to all sides of the country. But they added something deeper. Something more emotional. Something more urgent. They said if Atiku truly cares about Nigeria, then this is his chance to prove it. Not by speaking, but by acting. Not by insisting on leading, but by understanding what leadership demands in this moment. They said Nigeria needs a reset. A shift. A new direction. And 2027 is the biggest opportunity in decades. They warned that if leaders fail again, the consequences will fall on the youths, not the politicians. They said the youths are tired of watching their future disappear while leaders hold on to political dreams that no longer match the needs of the country. They said this is not just a political season. This is a turning point. A moment that will either lift Nigeria or push it further down. And that is why they are speaking boldly. That is why they refuse to stay quiet. That is why they say the time has come for Atiku to make a choice that will define the next generation. Unity or division? Progress or repetition? Country or ambition? To them, the answer should be clear. And that is why they are calling so loudly. Atiku, the time has come. Choose wisely. Choose Nigeria. Now the whole country is watching. Every political observer. Every supporter. Every critic. Every citizen who is tired of suffering and waiting for something to change. Everyone wants to know just one thing. What will Atiku do? This moment is bigger than any single politician. It is bigger than any political party. It is bigger than personal ambition. Because the decision Atiku makes now will shape the future of Nigeria in ways that cannot be undone. This is not just another election season. This is not another period of promises. This is a moment where leadership will be tested at its deepest level. The youths have already spoken. They have made their demands clear. They want unity. They want sacrifice. They want maturity. They want leaders to rise above personal dreams and think about the life of the nation. They want leaders who know when to lead and when to step aside. They want leaders who understand that greatness sometimes comes from choosing the harder path. Atiku is standing at a political crossroads. One path leads to a united front with Peter Obi, something many Nigerians believe could change the game entirely. The other path leads to stepping aside and guiding from behind, allowing a new movement to grow without internal conflict. Both paths require courage. Both paths require sacrifice. Both paths require humility. But doing nothing is not an option. Ignoring the call is not an option. Pretending the moment is ordinary is not an option. The youths have reshaped the conversation. They have pushed aside political silence. They have forced the nation to confront the hard truth. Nigeria cannot move forward if its leaders keep moving in opposite directions. They told Atiku that this is the moment to show what he truly stands for. Is he fighting for himself? Or is he fighting for the country? Does he want history to remember him as a man who held on, or a man who stepped up when the nation needed unity? Supporters across the country have started debating the possibilities. Some say a combined ticket would bring strength from both the North and the South. Some say it would unite different generations. Some say it would bring experience and freshness together in a way that Nigeria has never seen before. Others say stepping aside would elevate Atiku's image. It would show wisdom. It would show maturity. It would show that he understands the weight of national responsibility. Whichever path he chooses, one thing is clear. It will define his legacy. This decision is not just about 2027. It is about the next decade. It is about whether Nigeria will continue on a path of division or step into a new era of collaboration. The youths are not asking for perfection. They are asking for movement. They are asking for direction. They are asking for a leader who understands that Nigeria is at a breaking point and cannot survive another cycle of disunity. They said unity is not just a political strategy. It is a national necessity. It is the foundation for rebuilding trust, rebuilding hope, and rebuilding a country that has been shaken on all sides. They want leaders who can rise above party lines. Leaders who can bring people together. Leaders who know how to carry both responsibility and humility at the same time. They want a decision that will give Nigerians something they have not had in a long time. Belief. Belief that something new is possible. Belief that the political class can change. Belief that sacrifices can be made for the greater good. Belief that leaders can put the country first. The choice before Atiku is heavy, but it is also historic. If he joins Obi, he becomes part of a new movement that could reshape Nigeria's future. If he steps aside, he becomes a symbol of political maturity rarely seen in the country. But if he stays alone, if he insists on running without unity, the consequences may fall on every Nigerian again. And that is what the youths are trying to prevent. They are not pushing him out. They are pushing him forward. Forward toward a decision that could bring peace to political tensions. Forward toward a decision that could inspire other leaders. Forward toward a decision that could spark a new era in Nigerian democracy. They believe history is watching. They believe destiny is calling. They believe this is the moment where leadership must rise above everything else. And that is why their message is not soft. It is not weak. It is not polite political talk. It is sharp, loud, and direct. Atiku, the future of 2027 depends on your decision. Choose unity. Choose progress. Choose Nigeria. Whatever Atiku decides will not just shape the election. It will shape alliances. It will shape momentum. It will shape generations. And that is why the whole nation waits. In silence. In tension. In hope.